Hello, this is Francis from McCaffrey Crafts, and I thought today it'd be interesting to have me react to an old interview that is quite well known on YouTube. It's from 1986, and it's an interview between Frank Hall, and he's interviewing a shillelagh maker called Jack Ryan. So let's have a look at the video, and we can kind of discuss it as we go through it. Okay.
How would you fancy a scalp of that, huh? Well, of course, I needn't tell you what that is. That's a Shillelagh. And oddly enough, Shillelagh is the name of this place in County Wicklow where we are. Now, Jack Ryan here has been making shillelaghs all his life, and his father before him. Isn't that right, Jack?
Right, so far we just have Frank Hall just pronouncing the name of the town as Shillelagh, and then he says who's been making shillelaghs all his life. So they're kind of using the word kind of interchangeably. So what you'll see in this interview is like it starts as a Shillelagh, but then it gets pronounced Shillelagh, which would be the kind of, the main way in which I've heard it pronounced as well. So here we just have an introduction, into Jack, who in 1986 has been doing it his whole life. So let's continue to watch it and see what Jack has to say.
And his father before him. Isn't that right, Jack? That is correct. Now, it's interesting now. It's interesting to be in we'll say, the birthplace of the shillelagh.
Shillelagh oak.
Yes.
The oak, it was a great place for oak timber and all.
Yeah.
And the blackthorn originated, and the oak,
yeah,
oak walking stick originated from around here.
Yeah, yeah. But how did the name Shillelagh come to be associated with an offensive weapon like that? With it?
Okay, so you have the reporter asking him if this is the birthplace of the shillelagh, and the shillelagh makers going oak, blackthorn. It originated, so he's mainly associating that the area was associated with the oak side of things more so. Actually, the blackthorn and stuff was more like in Tipperary, Cork, and Kerry that was used. In my opinion and my research as well. So like Shillelagh or Shillelagh was just kind of known as a place because there was oak forest there as well, and the oak came from there. So here we have 1986 Jack just kind of reinforcing that point as well, that this is what this area is named mostly for the oak side of things. And then the reporters asking him about what this was used for, and let's see the shillelagh makers answer.
It was a great place for oak timber. Yeah. And the blackthorn originated, and the oak,
yeah,
oak walking stick originated from around here.
Yeah. Yeah, but how did the name Shillelagh come to be associated with an offensive weapon like that? Were the people around here noted for fighting or troublemakers or what?
No.
But what did they want with him?
So here you have the reporter asking him about this offensive weapon and whether the Shillelagh area was known for fighting. And correctly there, Jack, the shillelagh maker, said no, it's not. And there's no faction fighting going on in the town there. It's not known as an area for the faction fighting. And look, even their local guy Jack is letting everyone know that this area isn't known as a fighting or a stick fighting area at all. It was more Tipperary, Cork, and County Kerry, where I'm from, which would be the stick fighters, and the most famous stick fighters were from County Kerry. They were the best ones, as has been highlighted in a number of publications there. So it's kind of interesting to kind of hear him say that that's not known for the fighting area. So it'd be interesting to see what the stick maker, associates the stick with based on the area where he's from, and because every area is a bit different in Ireland. So let's continue to
No, those where the shillelaghs were in the old times, where the policemen up their sleeve when the notes of tea is a baton.
But you wouldn't get that.
Or to defend themselves. Well, they're not all as big as that.
Yeah.
There's some of the policemen nowadays in that hall either.
Well, of course, that's the truth. They
were all big men in their old days, but they're gone smaller now.
That's
they're not
true.
eating enough to start about.
Possibly not.
But,
right. That's true.
That was they said that the shillelagh originated, or the meaning of shillelagh is
What are you doing at all? Well, let's see. Is there something?
So here, that's quite interesting. He was saying there that it's only known for the police, that the police used to carry these little batons and sticks and walk around. So from his memory and from what he associates with the area, he would just say within that area in where he's from, in Shillelagh and in Wicklow, that it was the police used to just carry around the sticks when walking around, and those type of sticks, and usually they were like smaller type of sticks than the one that the guy is holding right there. So that's kind of interesting that he associates shillelaghs with the police force at the time. So that it shows that back in those days when he was young, that was the association. So that's quite interesting to hear.
Please, Mark. Oh, heavens above. As I haven't had one of them this long time.
What, a £10 note?
Yes.
They're scarce, all right. Oh, you have some notes on it.
Yeah. It's in the other car, I think, isn't it?
Well, shouldn't matter. Rattle away there. What were you going to tell me?
I was going to tell you that the meaning of that Shillelagh was
You have it.
I might have it and I might not do. No, that's a bill.
A bill, oh, well.
That's worse again.
That's enough. That's a massively deep pocket. You have everything in there.
That's a good one.
Have you got your will in there as well?
Something left now.
Well,
I think I'm nearly right now, Mr. Frank. No,
that's the number of your car.
I don't know.
Never mind about it. Just tell me, what's the raw material?
The raw material is blackthorn or oak.
Blackthorn or oak?
Yeah. Any hardwood, providing it's blackthorn or oak. What are those now? Just.
Oh, I see.
What
Let
are
me have a
those?
look at that.
That's for making the shillelagh now.
And what's that?
That is a holly.
A holly?
With a blackthorn.
Okay, that kind of was quite an interesting question. I know for a while he's just rooting in his pocket and he's losing kind of track of what's going on, and he's still trying to explain the origins of Shillelagh. And but look, what he asks him is about the stick, and he says it's only made from oak or from blackthorn. He says only made from oak or blackthorn, and then the interviewer pulls up one. He says, "What about this one?" He says, "Oh, that's holly." So I thought that was funny. He's going on about it's only from oak, or it's only it's only from oak, or it's only from blackthorn. But then he says, "What's that from?" And it's holly. And again, that's that's an attached stick with an attached handle. You can see that it's just a big block of holly, and he's attached a piece of wood into it as well. So yeah, that's interesting as well. But like holly is a good strong wood as well. But when you're making them in quantity, holly is a bit easier to find. So I presume he was using them a little bit more. So let's continue on in this one.
But this will do as well.
Oh yes, that's hardwood too.
Right, now, you get your piece of wood. What happens next?
You'll have to dress it.
What does that mean?
Do it all up to get it to that.
Yeah.
And then you'll have to clean it with sandpaper and varnish it.
Yes.
And that's the end.
But the bulk of them, I take it, go to America.
Yeah, American.
What's the attraction, do you think, to Americans to have it?
Well,
okay, like all stick makers, he's a little bit kind of recluse when he's asked about what he does to finish the stick. He talks about cleaning the stick and then sanding it, and then just using varnish on it as well. So he doesn't really go too much into his process. As would be the case in Ireland, most kind of stick makers kind of like keep their methods to themselves of what they would use. But then it kind of gives a nice kind of shot where you can kind of see some of his creation. Some nice sticks there as well. But no, like looking at them kind of closely, there's no knuckles or no nothing, and they don't look like they're from the trunk of the tree as well. Like so, but nice kind of knob sticks there among the bunch, and an interesting collection of sticks that he's done as well. So it's a very interesting interview to kind of see, you get the impression that the interviewer is kind of just asking him silly questions, and he's just like looking at him going, "What are you talking about? So I just varnish it." He's very just kind of proud person. He's like, "This is what I do. I just varnish it, and that's it." So it's kind of interesting to kind of see one of these old videos of from long ago of all of these stick makers, and there's not many records out there, but this guy Ryan was quite well known in the town Shillelagh back in the 80s. So the family name that was known for shillelaghs back then. So it's always interesting to find interesting pieces of history like this.
To Americans to help it.
Well, the attraction these days, people come to Ireland to try to get something to go back from their native place where they were born, mainly and reared.
Right.
And then there's other people that see those and say, where did you get them? Oh, I got them I was down in Ireland. I was in Ireland on my holidays.
Right.
And I just got this is a souvenir.
Right.
I bring it back from Ireland.
But does it not make us look like a terrible collection of paddies, this sort of thing hanging up, and they say, good God, what do the Irish do with that? They say, oh, what do you think they do? They beat the tribes out of one another with it. It gives it a bad name abroad, does it not?
Here you kind of see the interviewer say, if the Shillelagh gives us a bad name abroad, if we're a bunch of paddies beating each other up with sticks. And it's kind of interesting because there would be that perception in Ireland around Shillelaghs, like, people just think that it's some paddywhackery thing, that it's just, a reminder of a time when Ireland was, savage and this. And it's kind of like that's the kind of negative aspect as well of stick fighting, where everyone wants to forget about it. They don't want anyone to know there's faction fights. They think that the international community will kind of think of us as being, these kind of savages and things like that. And, the interviewer, I think he conveys that kind of point of view like pretty well about his kind of attitude towards it. He's being a bit annoying like in the interview at that stage when he's asking like that type of question to a shillelagh maker who makes shillelaghs and for a living. So but it was still an interesting to kind of get that point of view. But it's not something that I
We have to use shillelagh to defend ourselves. The people is more educated today than they were them old days.
You think so?
They were a little bit.
I don't know.
They were. They should know how to walk with a stick now and know how to handle the shillelagh too.
It must be a very pleasant hobby for you.
Ah, yeah. When you have nothing else to do and you're beyond your own and you're getting old.
Yeah. You're not that old. You're a bit young to be complaining about getting old.
Oh, well, I am old now.
Yes.
Well over 60. And that wouldn't be too young either.
No.
And again, I carry those on me back. I let him seize them. And then try to have to get a fella to bring him around for me. Sometimes it doesn't be always sunshine.
Oh, well, now you said it.
It's not always sunshine. And
so here you have Jack kind of, conveying that, it's a hard profession, that the stick making, he's to carry in his back. He's well over 60 years old now. Sometimes it's hard to get someone to kind of bring the wood around for him. By that he means just kind of collect the wood and drop it to him after he's got it. So, he wouldn't be cutting the wood quite a lot, I'd say, at this stage of his life. And, he's kind of conveying to the interviewer that, it's a hard game, this blackthorn stick making. It's not that easy as well. And, it just, I don't think the interviewer fully appreciates that as well. So he says, it's not always sunshine, which is kind of a mild way of putting it, that it's a hard business to be in, and a lot of respect goes to all stick makers out there.